Good evening and welcome to our another edition of the Hindu Mediji. Today's headlines are: it's a Bijeta Singh reporting for the Hindu from New Delhi. She is one of the finest reporters who has followed Manipur uh, ethnic violence for such a long time. Mostly she has reported from Delhi, but she has with Hawk's eye she has followed developments on Manipur ethnic violence. So here she is reporting that Manipur officials told to quit Swiss social media groups, formal, informal social media groups that has the state government's employees, and they have been asked to leave the social media sites because these things lead to separatist, anti-national, communal and divisive agenda under Official Secrets Act and under various charges of like All India Services Conduct Rules. They are being forewarned to come out of this one because even the administration, as per the reports, even the administration and police departments has been divided on ethnic lines. Now Methi police are not willing to go to the hills for, so say FIRs have been, zero FIRs have been filed because people dare not to venture out of their strongholds, and in order to, the zero FIR has to be referred to the respective crime zone. So police investigation is also getting hampered. Large local police are being put on the. So these are the basic things, that issues that are being cropped up, and as you know that Supreme Court is monitoring this issue, and regarding that they have come up multiple cases of duplication of FIRs and things like that. So it's a report on that one basically. Next one is that another headline is that 14 states yet to join center's flagship education scheme. It's a basically new scheme. It's an old scheme. It is being called. It has been renamed, and PM USA. It's for higher education development, for higher development of developments in higher education institutions in the states. This scheme has been brought by the government. It was earlier also, but it has been renamed. And the report is that 14 states yet to join. 14, as you know that any education related issues, we have problem in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. That is two prime states where every issue is there, especially regarding, and you know the education lies in the concurrent list of the parliament. You are knowing it that regarding the NEET, Navodaya Vidyalaya, these are the issues that we have center and Tamil Nadu government issue. So here again it's regarding that they have asked for that MOU has to be signed with the state government, so wherein they will follow the new education policy guidelines for accreditation and other things, and accordingly funds will be given to them. So that is the one. Then we have Kerala textbook to retain sections. NCRT is going to change. Every regime that comes in the power, they do some substantial changes in the syllabi of presented by NCRT for the school curriculum. So here Kerala government has decided the things that has been deleted sometimes due to pandemic and other regions will be reincorporated in their own syllabus. And another one news is from Varanasi that they have Varanasi Municipal Corporation has brought water taxi. They have introduced a water taxi plan. They have floated tenders for that, and local boatmen are resisting this idea, saying that their livelihood is in danger. As you know that Varanasi has 84 ghat, and so its tourism has multiplied in Varanasi. Even after Kasi Vishwanath corridor, temple corridor renovation, and being Varanasi now being the parliamentary constituency of the Prime Minister, so it has got lots of uplift on in infrastructure terms. So, and earlier it was boat only, now there's a cruise are plying in Ganga. Now this water taxis are being introduced. So this news that there are apprehensions in the traditional boating communities that belong to particular few caste people, and they are very much having apprehensions, whereas the state government has denied, saying that we have taken consultation with them, and and it will not be harmful for them. So now we come in the spotlight section. The title is The Born Survivors. It is about the people, tribal people who man what? Andhra Pradesh Kaundinya Wildlife Sanctuary. It's a new wildlife sanctuary. It came into existence after bifurcation of not bifurcation, but in 90s. It came in the 90s in Andhra Pradesh Kaundinya Wildlife Sanctuary, and here traditional tribal people have become the elephant watchers. And what's their job is that they are on duty sometimes round the clock and things like that to deflect the herds coming from Tamil Nadu, and herd means pachyderm, the elephant, lone or in group or in herd, that they come from Tamil Nadu side or Karnataka side in search of sometimes food also, sometimes and so these elephant watchers' job is to deflect back to their own habitat, so that they may not be destroy the crop, or they may get themselves killed. So this is the one article regarding their livelihood, and then we come to our editorial section. In the editorial section today we will have news, two official editorial that we call is one is rebooting the courts. It's regarding recent भारतीय न्याय संहिता, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता, and भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम. So these they have issue on its nomenclature, that why its Hindi names were given. Editorial says that every state laws are being translated in their respective language, state's language. So what was the need of naming CRPC, IPC and Indian Evidence Act in Hindi only? One issue is that. Another one is that they say that it doesn't appear like a real overhaul or something like that. Wordings have been retained. Original IPC, CRPC's wordings have been retained with some changes here and there. Other thing it says that you know that Sahintaj has been sent to a joint parliamentary committee of the Home Ministry for further calibration and consultation. Then some features it has mentioned that, like one sedition, the word sedition is gone, as you said that. Now the endangering of sovereignty and integrity of the country and some things have been brought in place of that. Another one, it says that mob lynching and organized crime have now got sections. Organized crime and mob lynching have now got their sections. Then in among the procedure codes, videography of seizures has been made mandatory. That is one good thing. Then they have that if government authorities are not giving the permission, grant of permission in 120 days, then it will be deemed by default it is given, means it's okay, they can pursue. So that is a good thing, that 120 days you give, otherwise it will be for granted, it will be taken as. So, and then we have another editorial is glaring omissions. It's a glaring omissions regarding the government should have stayed true to top court judgment on ECI selection process. You know that recently Supreme Court of India's Constitution Bench has envisaged that the selection panel to appoint members of Election Commission of India should include Chief Justice of India also. So that should be the Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, and Chief Justice of India. They should this panel should select the members of Election Commission of India. Now, and court had said that this can come into force only if the Parliament legislates like that. So the Parliament has legislated, and now CJI is gone. So executives hold over selection of members of Election Commission of India is being restored once again, because the 3-member panel that will select the members of Election Commission of India are the Prime Minister and one of the senior cabinet minister that will be nominated by him, and one leader of opposition. So the 3 means you can understand that executive has got its over control on the selection of members of Election Commission of India. Now thing is that you know that Election Commission of India is a quite autonomous constitutional body, and it has lots of powers. It has quasi-judicial powers also. When election process starts, they take into control all the administration and things like that. So ideally it should have been that CGI should be there, and that will have balanced the view. But as usual it happens that executive is unwilling to give a space to any other institution of the Parliament. So this article says that now bill has been in the process, so now opposition leaders are should do something for its rectification. Then we have one article in the editorial section is Dalit Christians, exclusion by society, church and state. It's a very old contentious issue. Even Constituent Assembly had debated over it. B.R. Ambedkar had strong views about it regarding that those scheduled caste people who have changed their religion, and like they have joined Christianity, they should be given SC status. Right now it is not those who have changed their religion, because technically you could say that Christianity has no caste system. So but issue is that the writer says that the purpose for which the whole thing was carried out, people who switched over to religion, they did not get their respect there also. So it's a and the commission has been appointed with the formal Chief Justice of India to this issue, to whether they should be, the Dalit Christians should be given SC status or not. Earlier has recommended also. Today is 14th August, and you know the Pakistan was born on this day. We have an major editorial written by S. Akbar Jaidi, who is a Karachi-based political economist and writing for the Hindu. The title is Pakistan's Political Roller Coaster. Pakistan's Political Roller Coaster continues. I would like to start this article by quoting Hadika Kiani. She is a Sufi singer based in Pakistan, and her very famous rendition, I would like to slightly change that, जाने इस मुल्क का हाल क्या होगा, तेरा वादा अगर वफा होगा. जाने इस मुल्क का हाल क्या होगा, तेरा वादा अगर वफा होगा. So whose wada, whose wafa? It's Imran Khan. You know that Imran Khan is the only politician in Pakistan's history who took on the establishment. It is said that every nation state has its army, and in case of Pakistan it is the army that has a state. That is unique about Pakistan, that it's army that has its state, that manipulates its who will be the Prime Minister, who will be the President, and when elections will be held, when it will not be held. So Basically, this is written by Pakistani political roller coaster continues in the sense this Akbar Zaidi says that Imran Khan is, for all practical purpose, is gone to the wind because his party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party (PTI), that had its prominence in Punjab and Pakhtunkhwa, that is Northwest Frontier Province region, and their constituencies were same, that is that of army, Pakistan army, and as long as he was singing the tune set by Pakistan army, it was all good. Pakistan, Imran Khan was a good administrator and things like that. He came out, and he is the most popular politician right now in Pakistan. But now his fate hangs. Will he go like Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, or only time will tell? Because right now he has been fined, and he has been sentenced to 3-year jail terms. He is serving in Attock, that is was made by Britishers only. In C section ward of Attock jail, he is serving and thinking about democratic ideals and future of Pakistan. And here what happens, how come this happened? It was the present army chief of army staff, Munir, and his earlier version when Imran Khan was the prime minister that time. It was the two chiefs of army staff, Imran Khan's handling of these two army chiefs, or their handling of Imran Khan, is the picture here. What happens that in case of Pakistan Muslim League, Nawaz, or Pakistan People's Party, that you know that it has a history of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, his daughter Benazir Bhutto, Benazir Bhutto's husband Asif Zardari became president. Now her son Bilawal Bhutto, till recently was the foreign minister of Pakistan, and in future he may become prime minister of Pakistan. So what I mean to say that Pakistan People's Party led by Bhutto or Pakistan Muslim League led by Nawaz, both parties survived army's kahar, that we say the handling of the army's time and pulse and its whims and shenanigans, because their leaders were assassinated, debarred from, incarcerated. Still the party survived, and in future they may form the government whenever the government. Now it's a know that caretaker government is going to take over. Anwarul Haq Kakar is a Balochistan based senator very close to army establishment, and he has been made caretaker prime minister with lots of mandates like overhauling of economy and other things, generally not associated with caretaker governments. Now you know that in the last moments of its glory, Pakistan, the incumbent government gave army, Pakistan army, power and imperative to find out economic solution of the Pakistan's recession and things like that. It is going on. Now the case is that in case of Imran Khan, once upon a time he was the blue-eyed boy of Pakistan army, and they made him, facilitated him to become powerful in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in Punjab. You know that Benazir Bhuttos are having their hold in Sindh. This Nawaz family are having, an army are having Punjab hold, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Balochistan. So in the case of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, what we find that, and in Punjab also, Imran Khan was a blue-eyed boy of the Pakistan army, and he rose to the, of course he was already a very famous World Cup winning all-rounder and a very famous personality. Now see the irony of the things. When he was a player, when he was a cricketer, his mother died out due to cancer, and he made an effort and he made a big charitable cancer hospital in Pakistan. And now see, the irony is that he is being accused of stealing or profiting, selling the gifts that were given to him as the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and that is the something you should wonder what came. So basically, what happens that once he became Prime Minister and he became vociferous regarding armies, he realized that it is the army that is hampering the growth of Pakistan. Army should be in the barracks or in the borders, but army is in the plain site, everything managing, all the corporations and things like that. So he started speaking against Pakistan army, and then he became eyesore of the Pakistan army. And then problem started with the army chief regarding the selection of ISI chief and next Pakistan army chief and things like that. And finally, what happened? He was no confidence motion was brought in, and he was removed from the parliament. First thing. Then he was put in the house arrest. He started speaking on television and gathering his audience and mesmerizing with his speech and things like that. Akbar Jaidi has given some attributes of Imran Khan that he is known for. I would like to read them. He is arrogant, overconfident, impulsive, full of hubris, self-righteous to a degree, yet charismatic, communicative, and extremely popular politician. So of course he was very much. Then finally what happened? He was debarred from the television and all. Then he switched over to social media. That was also not good for the Pakistan army, because it was hell bent on destroying. For Pakistan army, Imran Khan became a Frankenstein's monster. You know that, Bhasmasur. Frankenstein's monster he became, and so naturally he has to be destroyed. So the cases, number of cases, hundreds of cases came upon him. He was arrested, put behind jail and things like that. Now finally he has been convicted for 3 years jail term, and 5 years he has been debarred from contesting election. Whether if he remains in the Atwaq prison, God knows whether he will survive or not. So that is the meanwhile caretaker government has taken over, and it is rumored in Pakistan that they are not going to hold election within the 6 months. That is mandatory. That in a Pakistan it is a system that elections are being held, elections process being monitored by a caretaker government, and it is being rumored that it is not coming before the spring of 2024. So whatever happens, so you should watch it. Next we will go for our popular section, text and context. It's in the text and context, this page they had 2 articles. One is bulldozing the law and the constitution. It's regarding the new Gurugram violence, that communal violence that broke out, and after Haryana government took measures by destroying encroachments and things like that. So this bulldozer action of the Haryana government was stopped by Punjab and Haryana High Court. It took suo motu cognizance and stopped and asked the question that whether it is a ethnic cleansing. Sort of like that. So writers say that ethnic cleansing is not there in our penal codes, and its origin is in recent. It's in Yugoslavia when they started fighting each other. Then that time a commission was taken, and they came out the term with called ethnic cleansing. Okay, so it is being defined as something like that, a purposeful designed action by a majority or by the government to against a minority over their destruction. So this article basically discusses that one, that this habit of the state governments with political colors and minority communities' properties being destroyed in the name of that. If a person is a convict or named in a FIR, then why should his whole family, neighbors should suffer for his actions? So that is the basic. That is the one of the things. Then we have another. Is the US Iran hostage swap finally materializing? Iran has been sanctioned by the, that Trump government that came in. Obama had a treaty with Iran, a nuclear treaty, but Trump came and he sanctioned the Iran. Now some Iranian Americans. Now some Iranian Americans are in Iran jail, and it is there is a hostage. There is a it is being rumored that Qatar and Oman are doing some sort of negotiation with USA to swap, hostage swap. That some Iranians are in US jails, and Iranian money is locked in some banks, South Korean banks, in Iraq bank and all. So it is. It has been officially not like that, but it is being rumored that this hostage swap will lead to deep freezing of Iranian accounts in some banks, and that will be for the process. Then one article is, next article is why India, in the text context section itself, why is India's defense ministry ditching Microsoft Windows for Maya operating system? As we know that earlier it was a front page news that in Defense Ministry is installing Maya operating system, and it is coming out of Windows operating systems. So this article asks that why it is doing so. It has some reasons. It has given some reason. First thing is that you should know that Maya operating system is based from open source software, that is Linux based. Your Android phone, most of us use Android phone. iPhones are privileged. So most of the people use Android phone. This Android phone, Android system itself is an open source software. So it's a Linux Ubuntu based operating system that is more, can be customized for purposeful usage, whereas these professional proprietary operating systems have chances of being hacked by ransomware and other hacking methodologies. To safeguard these proprietary based operating systems like Microsoft, so this Maya operating system, that is open source software based operating system, it will be more prone, safe from ransomware hacking from other sources, because it is designed, it is customized according to its use. Now one thing it talks about that kernel, K-E-R-N-E-L, kernel architecture. It's a basically RAM process, random access memory in a computer. You know that RAM and ROM, read only memory and random access memory, RAM. So random access memory based architecture, it's a separate two actions. So it's a kernel architecture is a very precious thing, very special things. They use, some of them use hybrid system, some of them use monolithic system. So I think that Maya OS is having monolithic kernel architecture, and it is being Defense Ministry has started deploying it computers that are linked with internet. Navy has given it go ahead, whereas Indian Air Force and Army are being vetting it. It's a safety and security. So, and one more thing is that India stack story. You know that India's digital revolution, digital architecture, that UPI, CoWIN and Aadhaar and other things, GSTN. So these whole digital architecture in India stack story, and it's all based on open source software. So in fully you could say that harmonize the whole infrastructure, and future is there in open source softwares. So it is a very good initiative. Now we will conclude the news with that India China to hold military talks. They have core commanders meeting in Chushul as part of ongoing efforts to resolve the standing of Eastern Ladakh, Defense Forces said. That 14th Corps Commander, Leh-based 14th Corps Commander from India will participate, because you know that next month G20 summit is going to be held and Xi Jinping in person most probably will arrive. So before that, when SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting was to be held, there was Corps Commanders meeting held, and lots of issues have been resolved. 2-3 issues are there that is being contentious. It has become, and it is in the process of being getting resolved. Both sides have started heavy militarization and quick rapid response systems in the areas. So another news is that Indian Air Force airlifted 68,000 men to Ladakh since 2020. That the Galwan Valley clashes that occurred, and after that India did not hesitate, and it has manned the border with all sort of air defense systems, surface to air missiles, radar systems, and airports are being made like that a fighter's jet could be, and our Sukhoi MiG-29, and these are being patrolling, doing reconnaissance in the areas. So it is not like that 1962. So I would like to conclude by that. Thank you very much.